Greetings, programs. How was everyone this evening? We are a day early. I said last week I'm not going to be able to stream on, well, any of the normal stream days this week. So I'm getting in a Wednesday stream. It doesn't feel like Wednesday. It feels like Friday. So I think on Thursday I said that I didn't really... I thought I may be streaming Palworld today. And I think that's because I didn't really know what I was going to be doing on last Friday, if I was going to be going back to like Arctic Motel Simulator or whatever. But after playing Doll's Nest last Friday, I decided, no, I just want to keep going with that. I don't want to drop that once, and then like it's 2 weeks before you see any more of it. Also, it's a good game. Don't have a lot in the way of news that I can particularly think of. Any adventures I've been on last week. Mostly just prep and playing Palworld and Doll's Nest in order to get ready for future streams of Palworld and or Doll's Nest. So for those of you who were not here last week for this, Doll's Nest is kind of like if Armored Core took place in the Blame universe and starred anime girls. Let's go ahead and load up. So, last time, we started... So, you start the game in Central Cavern. I heard about the horse racing game. The universe wants me to play Uma Musume, and thus far I have resisted, but I only have so much strength. So the game starts in the Central Cavern. We played through that. That's kind of your introduction to the game. And that took us to the Decayed Brood Chamber, which is kind of like our hub. So from the Decayed Brood Chamber, we were given 3 options as to where to go. We went, or I chose at least, to go to the Upturned Forest. We also beat the Upturned Forest. This took us to the Fault. And this is a pattern that we're going to see for the other options as well, from the Brood Chamber. Of the 3 options, those are 3 different levels we're going to be able to go to, and each one of those will lead to another level. So we are currently in the Fault. Mech-wise, I have the Arrowhead, which is an assault rifle. And then I have the Javelin, which is a thermal sniper.
Oh, no, man.
Oh. Thank you very much, Platinum Venus. Happy Not Friday. Streamlabs is indeed working today. I have the flight system, or the flight leg system, so I can jump pretty high and hover. Really good. And then on my back, I have a missile launcher, and I don't even know what that is on the right. Oh, and thanks for the membership, Kane. So that is where we are right now, as we make our way into the Fault. Now, I did put together a list, because there is... Nope, not that one. There we are. Now, I did put together a list, because there are various NPCs, and we met one back in the Central Chamber, Central Cavern. Actually, we met two back in the Central Cavern. Um, there are NPCs around here, and even quest lines and things to go on. So, having gone through the upturned forest, there was actually nothing in the upturned forest as far as that's concerned. There is a character in the Fault that we will be running into. However, they don't do anything. There's no, like, quest surrounding them. Yet. So we don't really have to worry about anything with that. Do you farm materials? There's not really a need to. I could farm money if I wanted to buy things, but otherwise, not especially. So I mentioned before that I chose this route for a very specific reason, and we will get to that. So starting from the tree... Oh, you know, a couple things also to note from last time is... A, when I turn, you see it very quickly has a little red thing around the cursor, and when that is up, it is limiting my turn speed, so I can't just flip around. This is actually a statistic on our frame. You can see it on the right. It may be hidden by me or chat, but it is handling. And this frame does not have the best handling, but it's enough to get the job done, because you still have free reign right there in the middle. Other things of note are the giant hexagon in the center of the screen. When I get an enemy within that hexagon, I will begin to lock onto them. Once they are locked onto them, all of my shots will aim at them, and I will also automatically lead my shots. So if they are moving, they will be easier to hit. Also important to note is that the enemy can lock on to you, which means if you are in the enemy's field of view for long enough, they will start leading their shots to you. Now, this can be a problem. Last time I tried to explain how shot leading works, and I'm sure I did not do a very good job of it. But effectively, it calculates based on between the distance to the enemy and the speed that the enemy is moving. It shoots where you will be by the time the enemy gets there. So if they're moving, say, to the left, you will shoot to the left ahead of where they are, so they move into the path of your bullet. Now, shot leading, though very helpful, can also be tricky. If an enemy is moving a lot, it is going to throw off your shot leading. It works very well for enemies that are moving in a straight line. However, if they're hopping up, jumping down, ducking, zigzagging back and forth, you are going to have a very hard time hitting them. Because while he's moving to the right, your shot leading goes Oh, I need to aim even further to the right, so he moves into my bullet. So you fire really far to the right. And then the second you fire, he turns around and goes the other way, so your shot goes super wide and doesn't hit anything. This can be troublesome. Even when an enemy is just standing there on the ground, and maybe it ducks down as it reloads and then stands back up, when it's doing that, that can affect your shot leading. Yeah, last week we saw the shot leading shoot the floor at an enemy that was descending from a jump. So it saw it going downward quickly and went, wow, if it keeps moving like that, we're going to have to shoot way down here to hit it. And then, of course, it lands on the floor. You, as the player, can also do this to throw off the enemy's lock-on. By zigzagging back and forth, by simply moving back and forth, or even in small circles, you can make it very difficult for enemies to hit you that are using lock-on. This is just something to keep in mind. So, from where we are, this is the very entrance of the vault, we've done effectively nothing here. So usually when you fall into a bottomless pit like this, it kind of does it like a Zelda game, where it puts you back up onto the ground and takes off a chunk of your health. If you outright die, you get sent back to the tree, right here, which is at the start of every area, and you lose an amount of money, which you cannot see because it's hidden by chat. In the upper right-hand corner, you can kind of see it if you squint real hard through chat. I have 195,450 cells. That's effectively money. When you die, your frame... There we are. Each piece of your frame has a repair cell stat, which again you may or may not be able to see through between chat and me. When you die, it takes away that much money for each piece of your loadout. If you run out of money, nothing happens, don't worry about it, you just don't have any money anymore. So it's generally always a good idea to not have any money. Spend your money. What else is there? There is a short dash you can do. There's also a sprint you can do. And that's about the size of it. Typically in each area, right now we are in the vault, in each area there is one tree right at the beginning. There is only one tree in each area. However, there are several shortcuts that we will unlock that take us back to the tree. These can be elevators, or one-way doors, or in some cases, fairy circles. So progression is actually going up that way, but I want to take a look down here first. Oh, there are 3 gauges at the top of the screen. The very top one is health. The blue bar is a shield. The shield regenerates, your health does not. So, because everybody uses projectile weapons, you are going to get hit. But as long as you minimize the damage, it won't get through your shield, and which will then regenerate, and you'll just never really take any damage. The second bar is our ammunition. Every time we reload our weapon, or fire one of our rear weapons, it consumes from that second gauge. When that gauge empties out, we have no ammo. The very bottom gauge is our sprint gauge, our stamina, let's say. As we do things that would consume stamina, such as sprinting or dashing or even jumping and hovering, that gauge will go down. When that gauge runs out, it hits overheat, and that means it'll just take a second before you can recharge again. It's a very typical stamina gauge, effectively. So here we have a couple elevators that we cannot use. These are going to be shortcuts we unlock for later. And yes, when you die, you cannot regain the money you lost. It is dependent on your equipment, so it's not going to be everything you have. You're not going to lose everything like that. But what you do lose is just gone. So again, just spend your money. Always be broke. Do you regain your ammo? You can regain your ammo two ways. One is by going to the tree, which will restore your health and your ammo. And the other way is sometimes when an enemy dies, they will give you a small amount of ammo back. This is not something you can particularly count on, but it does kind of help lessen the blow, so to say. So moving forward into the vault is going to take us into this large tube. There's an item down there. I'm going to want to get that. But let's go in the tube for now. Okay, cool. At long range, you can kind of stream these guys' bullets. At close range, because there's just a small amount of homing they do right at the start in order to aim at you when they fire. If you're very close range, you will just eat every single bullet and die, like, immediately. So, don't get too close to these guys. Also, enemies have to reload, too. Is there fall damage? I have never fallen far enough to find out. Sounds like melee is the hard version of this game. Melee is very viable. You do have to build for it. But melee is very viable. In fact, it may, as has been said on the Steam forums, it may even be a little overpowered. Nope, don't like it here. Ooh, we got shills! I forgot that was here. That is one of the reasons why I came to this area. Shills is the XXX Shills is it's a rear energy shotgun. So it's effectively only for close range, but if you hit a guy with a close range, they just kind of die. Okay, so this guy is going to be doing stuff to me that I'd rather not find out. So these guys, you can see they have a really big shield on their front. And that means any attack you hit them with does, like, no damage. However, if you can sneak around and hit them from the back... Yeah, the way that melee becomes viable is melee is absurdly powerful and does not have an ammo use. It does have a very long recast and a very short range, so you do have to get right up next to the enemy. But the idea is kind of that you just hang back and dodge the enemy, and then as soon as the enemy has an opening, like say they have to stop and reload or something, you just kind of slide in and one-shot them. This guy is really annoying. There we go, he's reloading. With or without the lock-on and shot leading, those guys are like kind of absurd. Okay, so this guy, unfortunately, this is the only one that we have to kill from the front. Okay, that hurt a little. Hey, can you stop that? I think the energy weapon removed his shield. Wait, is that stunning him? Hit stun! Let's go! Does the melee in this game have an automatic dash up? No. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the only one of these guys in the game that you actually have to kill from the front. There we go. And it's for an optional item. That was a utility piece. That was a frame part. Also, when you go back to the tree, very Dark Souls, when you go back to the tree and rest, all enemies respawn. However, bosses and some major enemies do not respawn. These shield bugs do not respawn. You kill these guys once, you have killed them forever. So we came down here before. I should have shown it off, but if you come down here, that guy is kind of here just blocking you from going in farther. Let's see here. There's another piece back here I want. Okay, so I mentioned there is something down there. And that is a thruster piece. Yeah, I've never fallen far enough to know if there is fall damage. I tend to try to use the thruster to, like, lessen the brunt of the fall. I have fallen very far before, and when I hit the ground, there was this moment of, like, and recovery before I could, like, move again. That was kind of an uncomfortably high fall, but it wasn't the farthest I could potentially fall. I don't know where he went. Alright, job well done. A mission grenade. Okay, there's a couple annoying enemies over here. Oh, you're the friggin' jumping idiot. Like, they're just gonna be really hard to hit while they're jumping. Could've sworn there was another guy. Maybe that's the guy I was thinking of. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's shooting at me? Who's shooting at me? It's you! You're the one that I saw before. Guy. I was close enough to him there, you could see where I was starting to, like, just get hit by all of his attacks. Wasn't bad, though. I've still not taken any real damage. The heck? Who's shooting at me? You! You! Cut that out! Are there any frames with super high shields? There are certainly more defensive shields than others. I don't know if any of them increase the amount of shield that you have. But there are ones that reduce the damage you take. And obviously there's always a trade-off, like you get high durability frames that then become, like, less mobile. There aren't really any strict upgrades in this game. You get a lot of equipment, but, like, okay, he's just going to come around the long way like an idiot. You get a lot of upgrades and frame parts and everything. I missed. Oh, you're the friggin' jumper. You don't even go this far, you idiot! It's fine, I'll wait. Okay, he's gonna come around too. So we're just gonna play this game for a minute, I guess. Are you another jumper? You're another jumper. Why do you stop there? You'd think they would be smart enough to, like, come within a range that their attacks can actually hit. Oh, if I time it right. Ooh! Oh, he's a tough one. Oh, he's doing that bullcrap, okay. No, he is a jumper. Okay, job done. Do you have to spec into melee? No, you can just do whatever you want. It's probably a pretty good idea in some cases to bring a melee weapon with you. Just so you have something if you run out of ammo. This guy is real tanky, and sometimes I don't even bother killing them when I see them. Because they're more like environmental hazards than they are enemies. Like, he just goes back and forth in that one spot. He's not... Are there damage types? Only two. There is physical and thermal. For example, my sniper rifle here is thermal. Whoa there, buddy. Oh boy. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Ran out of steam. Ran out of steam. We're fine. It's just so hard to get around the corners. Can you just die? Oh, okay, we're good. Damage fall off with range, yes. Every weapon does have a range to it, and while the projectile will oftentimes travel a little bit farther than the range, beyond that range you do almost no damage. So there were a couple alternate paths back there, and I am going to go back to them. This area is kind of a pain in the butt, getting around these pipes. Like, I'm heckin' tempted. Oh, I don't have the sniper rifle equipped. Crap. Oh, that's right. It's because they're super heavy. I don't have the weight capacity on with these legs to have a sniper rifle equipped. When you reload your primaries, does it take up ammo based on how much is missing from the gun, or is it a static amount each time you reload? I'm pretty sure it takes it's based on how much is missing from the gun. Because weapons all have a statistic. BP per shot. So I assume that means that it's going to consume 8 BP per bullet that it has to reload. Yeah, I haven't actually thought to test it yet, but that is my assumption. Okay, so I think that's it for this top route. Ha ha ha. Where's the guy? There he is. Where are you going, dude? Yeah, I suppose the easiest test for that would just be... So this is going to cost 8 to reload that one bullet, theoretically, which should bring us down to 5318. And it did. But now, 2 bullets should be 16. Which is should bring us down to 5302. And it does. Okay, so it is per bullet. Reload is indeed per bullet. Yeah, we're already at half ammo. We have been doing a lot of side exploration, though. It would be pretty quick and easy to get back here. Okay, so I think that's everything up here. Yeah, that was just that. So down there is progress. Up there is where we were before. And... okay, that's where that went. Oh, so there were a couple of reasons why I wanted to take this path, and one of them was the XXX shills, which I picked up just a moment ago. And the other... Actually, I want that. Was this. Those are some sexy legs. We are putting those the heck on next time. We get back to a tree. So my personal save is currently about a little over halfway through the game. I shouldn't say a little over, maybe like 3/4 of the way through the game. And those are still my legs of choice. Big gun. It's probably a rear missile launcher, if I had to guess. Oh, hi. I don't like the way this man looks. Oh, it's a tank. Please kill him before he fires again. Tanks are always super annoying. Because they always have a heck ton of HP. They're not very mobile. But they have a heck ton of HP. And usually have attacks that hurt like the dickens. Oh, that did like no damage. What the heck? Oh, you're the jumper. Dang. Anything cool over here? That is a headset. And we could have actually gone this way right from the beginning. I went down these stairs, but we could have just gone this way. So I am hoping that I can make it to a checkpoint. of some kind. Is bunny hopping energy positive? Maybe, but it's slow. Like, if you need to move, just... Okay, so there's a guy up here that we never did kill. Got him. And we ticked off these guys. Getting through here. I'm not fighting them. Anything back there? Doesn't look like it. They take forever to kill. They're more like they're more like environmental hazards than anything. And they kind of go down and around and back up again, so, like, I'm not fighting them. Whoa there, who shot at me? Who shot at me? Was it you? And if you want to use unguided bullets, you kind of can. Elevator's going down. There's a door here. You kind of can. Just a real quick, like, left and right will break your lock-on. And then you have until your next lock-on. To fire unguided shots. It's a little bit hard to do on the fly. If you want to build for it, you can equip a headset with, like, a really long lock-on time. Yay! Body and hair. So, that way... Whoa! That way is progress. This way is a shortcut. Yeah, so there's a door in there you can go in. Oh, so in the playthrough for this, I am not necessarily going for 100%. And that is because there are some items in this game that can only... You have to play through New Game Plus to get them. Like, you cannot get everything in one playthrough. And that's specifically because there are some side quests that you have to make a choice in, and one choice can lead you to restricting yourself on some items. Specifically because there are some other nymphs out there you can find, and if you kill them, you can get their frame parts. But do you want to kill them or, like, not be a hateful individual and actually complete their quest line? And there are quest lines where, like, there are two nymphs. One of them will die. And your actions can make that difference. Okay, so mobility module. Heck yeah. Let's see, what else am I looking for? We're changing out we're putting on a sniper cannon because now we have the weight limit to handle it. And we're putting the shills on the left.
Tiny apple.
That was a follow over on Twitch, thank you, if you're paying attention over here. Primary arms. I still just have the arrowhead on. I haven't really found anything better than the arrowhead. I don't think I have a... I do have a battle rifle, but I don't know how good it is. Okay, so this one is slower. But fires faster, has greater range, aims faster. Reload slower. I mean, if I want a sniper rifle, this is what you get. Streaming on Twitch also right now. No, I'm not. I stream over on Twitch on Saturdays, but I am not right now. They may have either found a link or something or another. Okay, so this one has a range of 7,200. So it's kind of pointless for me to have a headset with a range greater than 7,200. I have two of the exact same one. But I don't have any that are better than what I have. Hanger. Do I have any good hangers? Not really. Thrusters. Mostly this is better mobility, but worse defense. I want better physical resistance. Like, I have so much thermal resistance right now. What is a hanger? It's your back equipment. And it is what the rear weapons attach to. Yeah, and like if I want more physical resistance, this is the only one I have that does that, and it lowers pretty much everything else in order to get it. Not in a terribly noticeable way, but also it doesn't increase my defense in a noticeable way, so kind of whatever. Thruster. So these are my two options. And this one is even worse physical for more thermal resistance and pretty much worse everything else. So I guess we're sticking with what we have. The shield overlay is still kind of the one that I just always use. Not really seeing anything better. So I think that's a good setup. I think I'm good with this. Oh yeah. We quadruped now. So this is not a flight unit. This is a quadruped unit, not a flight unit. The quadruped unit is... It can still jump, but it can't, like, fly anymore. So I can't hover as well. My jump isn't just a quick burst and I'm up in the air. Instead, I kind of have to thrust my whole way up to get up here. But this is one of the best quadruped ones I've found. Like, it has pretty good everything. Like, I've got a better turn radius, I've got good ground speed, I've got good energy consumption on things, good weight support. And because of the weight support, I can equip like better rear pieces, like I have the shills equipped, which does this. And I have the sniper unit equipped. That's a good feeling is what that is. If you have a stationary target, because that long reload is going to make it hard to hit anything. But when you have something just far enough away and you want it to be dead right now, love the way the legs kind of move when you're gliding around like that. These are my favorite legs so far. I think there's maybe one pair of legs that aesthetically, I like more than these, but functionally, I don't like it as much. It's just like the heavy set, so it's like worse mobility for better defense kind of thing. Hey, can you guys stop? So these guys are tiny versions of those worms that we hit before. Which means you can't really attack them very well from the front, but you can kill them from the back. So there we go, my goal is just to get past them and stay in all their blind spots. Ah! Ah! Cut that out. Do the small ones respawn? Yes. Okay, that, like... Getting hit by that burst took, like, all my health. We were doing good until I got hit by that burst. Yeah, that was kind of mean. Okay, so there's some bull crap in this room, but we don't have to worry about the guys outside. I want to say there's a tank in this room. Okay, good. We took care of that idiot. Yep, there's a tank. Oh my goodness, I hate this tank so much. I hate this tank. I hate this tank so much. Tanks have a lot of HP. I didn't expect that to work on one shot. Well, how much health he has left? So something to keep in mind is that your rear weapons are very powerful, but very BP inefficient. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this thing up here. Again, he's mostly just an environmental hazard. But he's a pain in the butt, and he's gonna be easy enough to kill. And then with any luck, we'll never have to go through this passageway again. Uh-oh. Yeah, friggin' jumper. I think what's interesting is the game will absolutely auto-target an enemy that you are trying to lock onto. It just will not lead shots. Oh, is this where this was? It is. Bulls. I should probably experiment with other weapons. I've kind of gotten comfortable with these weapons. But there is something to be said for some of the other ones. Okay, so there's a tank over there. This is not the bad tank. The reason that I hate the other tank so much... Oh, hi. The reason I hate the other tank so much is because it shoots out homing missiles, and when it fires them out, it kind of fires them off to the side, so they go out sideways before they start, like, curving to home in at you. Which means not only do they very aggressively home in on you, but if you, like, hide behind something, it is very likely, because of the wide arc that they were shot out at, that they can go around the thing you're hiding behind and hit you anyway. It is shockingly hard to not get hit by that guy. That tank is good, I can hide from him. Yeah, that's one less to worry about. The higher up one can't even reach me. Okay, I'm figuring out a good way to take care of the jumpers, too. Like, I break lock on, and then I aim back when they're at the peak of the jump, because they're kind of not moving much at that point. Alright, I think we've cleared this place out. Religion? In my mecha anime girl game?
あなたは不思議な匂いをしていますね。どこからいらっしゃったのです？中層？それよりもっと下でしょうか。いずれにせよ、さぞ腕が立つお方とお見受けします。とはいえ、
I don't actually know where I came from.
その匂いでは
Came from an egg.
中央教会には近づかない方がいいでしょう。後期に飢えた者たちがあなたを放ってはおきませんよ。
Oh boy, curiosity. And that I'm irresistible. Heck yeah.
いささかぶしつけでしたね。あなたの身を案じてのこととお許しください。私はしらす。この教会を預かる女神のしもべです。何もお構いできませんが、旅の疲れをお癒しください。アウラム。
So remember what I said before, which is oftentimes the NPCs you run across have like 6 different things to say. And I cannot think of a situation where you do not need to actually listen to every single thing they say. So every time you find an NPC, talk to them until they repeat themselves.
どうぞ 旅の疲れを癒してください。
Or they offer you to sell you things.
大したものはありませんが。
So I can buy medical item. You can just buy pearls? I mean, they're 20k, so they're not necessarily cheap, but you can just buy them? Those are used later in the game. These I'm not too concerned about right now. They're for status effects. You can buy frame parts. And weapons. Pearls are something you gotta give to somebody later on in the game. And you kind of just want to collect a billion of them. Okay, so I can buy 2 parts. What do I want to buy? Let's see here. I don't remember using that thruster. I could probably use more hanger modules and potentially more headset modules.
それではこちらを。確かに。
Remember, always have no money.
他に何かありますか？ありがとうございます。
And in case you ever want to come back here, there's a fairy circle. That just takes you back to the tree. So I don't think I really got anything. I got a hanger module. Which one was it? I think it was this one that I got. And I'm not really feeling it. What else did I get? A headset? What was that? Falerican. So that's probably this headset that I got. Worse targeting range, better area, better computing speed. Significantly worse physical resistance. Oh, heck with that. Nope. So because we went back to the tree, all the enemies respawn, but that should be fine. This chapel will be important later. And by that I mostly mean I'm just gonna kind of... I'm gonna kind of hope that I don't have to come back here. Oh, I probably don't have to clear out every enemy down here again. Actual progress is upstairs. Ooh! There's a guy over there too, being kind of unfriendly. friggin' jumper. Okay, good, we got him. Now, did somebody shoot at me from behind? I don't see anything. But I swear I saw a bullet come from behind. Evening Darn unit. Oh, that's the bridge we crossed. I remember that bridge now. Wait, are we gonna be able to go back over? Because there was a whole other section over there. And it looked like we were going to get there from above us. But there's no way up there. Unless we need to go over there and up. I think that's a place we come back to later. Okay, who's up here? Oh, that's the bad tank. Oh, this is a really bad space to have to fight the bad tank. Would it be easier to fight the bad tank on the other side? You saw nothing. You saw nothing. I mean, I kind of want to kill it. The heck is it? Yeah, I saw your foot move. Unfortunately, that's a really bad spot to fight him. I'm just not fighting him. That's how we're solving that problem. We're just not fighting him. I can't tell which direction he's looking. I don't think he can see through the fence, though. I think he's just kind of dumb that way. Oh, he's one of the jumpers, too. Okay, so this actually reminds me, we need to go back to the previous area at some point. There is something we have missed. Well, we didn't so much miss it. Heck yeah, clear the fences. Like another assault rifle? So this may look a lot like an arena. And yeah, it sure does. Root access code. Yeah, no music, mostly for bosses. They could probably do with a little bit more, like, ambient music otherwise. It does kind of go to the mood of the game that there isn't any. Degenerating knife. Don't really know what that is. Maybe a melee weapon? Sounds like it could be a grunty food. It does. Okay, so there's a whole little adventure down there. I'm just not fighting that guy if I don't have to. So we're taking this elevator because it's another shortcut. I'm actually not going to refill just yet. This is actually our last shortcut, so we are very nearly the end of this area. That is a lot of unpleasant tanks over there. Okay, so there's some unpleasantries down here as well. Whoa. Okay, no, we're fine. No, come back. I can appreciate a weapon that's just very accurate. So that guy in the middle is just kind of a pain in the butt. He's not actually, like... It's an environmental hazard, I've said that before. Okay, we got some more bugs over here. Actually, two of them. Whoa, crap! Oh, well, I'm boned. Goodbye, cruel world. Nope, can't land on the wire. So that's what happens when you fall. There's a tube over there. I didn't even know that tube was over here. Better not be anything important in there. Armor-piercing agent. I really like that you can look out and see other places that you've been. Like that over there is the start of the level. With all the pipes going in, and how we worked our way out and then down inside that pipe. And then that's the big pipe over there that had like the guys that come out and go around. He's like, it's a big level, but it always stays like close enough to itself. And that's how things like the elevators can even work. Like, yeah, maybe you haven't realized it, but that place is, in fact, just pretty close to where we are. Okay, so I don't have to, but I'm killing this guy. And I think that's everything out here. I think what's funny is, like, if you had a good enough hover, you could just go to these areas. I don't know if there's enough hover in the game to be able to do that, though. Maybe, like, with a really good flight loadout. Okay, we've had our fun. So I'm going to go rest up at a tree. We don't really need to, but... I don't know if there's anything good in there, but I want to kill these tanks so I can, like, look around the room, and then we will probably never fight these tanks again. Actually, you know what? I can't fire right away. It takes a while to regenerate more ammo. I don't know if that bullet's actually getting to him. I may be hitting the environment. Let me get up on this slab. It may also be out of range. Like, this isn't... Well, no, I don't know if I've found a range yet for these things. I'll fire once more. One more should kill him if all of these have been hitting him. Then we'll get close enough to actually check. Oh crap, another one. Look at him waddling! That'd be adorable if I didn't hate you so much. I think I've even been shooting it like the tank that isn't actually a big deal. None of those hit him. It must have been out of range. That's the good tank, too. It was the pain in the butt tank that, like, snuck up on me while I was trying to deal with the tank that's not even a big problem. Ooh, there is good stuff out here. Sank Bloom. I think that's another rocket launcher. Seldis. I don't know what that weapon does. It looks super cool, but I don't remember it being one of my favorites. Okay, so coming up next is boss. We are at the end of the area. So before we fight boss... Let's go heal up, and then go fight another boss instead. Is we are going back to the upturned forest. Okay, so where is it in the upturned forest? maybe here? I want to see what's outside this door. Okay, we good? And this is indeed where I need to be, so that was actually, that worked out for the better. So we came here last time. But what we're looking for is what is in this room. And we'll see if I can get a sneak up on him. That right there is an enemy nymph. After you beat the boss of an area, one of them will show up in the area, and you can go back and fight them. As opposed to the bosses, which are like really big, mechanically complicated things, this is closer to like a PvP match, because they are in a suit just like you, and they're going to fly around like an idiot and be exceptionally hard to hit. As soon as I come in here, as soon as I walk in here, it attacks. Okay, she woke up. Like a chain shotgun? What is going on with that? Oh, thank you. Please run around on the ground more instead of jumping. You're so much easier to hit. Dang it. Quit that. One of the biggest challenges of these fights is that you can see they have a shield just like you do. Hey! And you can see, like, all her frame parts. You get various rewards for beating them. Usually you'll get, like, their weapon or some of their frame parts or something. Yeah, like I said, like I was saying before that, usually there is a, they do not respawn. But as I was saying, one of the challenges of the fight is that they have a shield just like you do. Which means you have to do enough damage to their shield to take it down before you can actually start hurting her. And if you take too long to keep doing damage, their shield will recharge. So just like getting off little hits here and there really won't get you anywhere in these fights. Like, you have to constantly push damage. Which is really hard when they're dancing around like a loon. Gotta be aggressive. Be aggressive. So you get a couple of rewards for beating them. You will usually get some kind of weapon or frame data or something that they used. But another thing that you will get is a nerve agent. I think it was called a nerve agent. It was nerve something. And if you go back to the brood chamber... and go over to whatever this is. I don't like this person. Apparently it's my duty to help her, but I kind of don't like her. So, limit release. Your nerve samples. Every nerve sample you get will give you 5, will raise your limit by 5. What is this limit? Well, you have to back out and then go to purchase expansion material, and you have to, like, pay a butt ton of money to actually get your 5 that you just got. This is going to cost me 150k. There we go, and now our material balance has been raised permanently to 15 instead of 10. What is that, you may ask? If you go here to Tune Humanoid, that is how many points... Wow, I never put any in. That is how many points you have to upgrading your character. These are hard upgrades to your character. And I am a fan of firearm proficiency and reload tech, mostly. Yeah, I must not... You start the game with 10 points, and I must have never put them in. Also, somebody was asking how to improve your barrier. Like your shield, and that is up here. You can put points into barrier power. This is how you make your barrier better. So, barrier power, that's your shield. Makes your shield better. Firearm proficiency is... it improves the scatter on your weapons, so they scatter less. Like, it improves the accuracy of your weapons. And then reload tech is how fast you reload. Those tend to be the 3 that I am the most fond of. So they're in. Now, while I am here, I still have some money. Where we go see these two weirdos. And we should probably upgrade the equipment with it we got. I have 3 upgrades. Oh, I have enough to upgrade that a second time. Heck. Okay, that's equipped. That's equipped. That's equipped. That's equipped. Primary is already level 2. Rear is... oh, these take graphite seeds, and I don't have any of them. Alright, well, I have palladium buds, so I can upgrade this again. Sure.
ミッションに任せて。
That's the first time I've ever upgraded any... Ooh, even the UI kind of hacks up when I go over that. Oh, I think it's because of it requires the palladium flower to upgrade one more. And maybe that, like, hacks up the UI. Like, longer word, longer UI, something? I don't know. That's the first time I've ever upgraded anything to level 3, so that's going to be fun. Headset, I don't know if I'm going to be using any of these for, like, ever. So I'm not too worried about them. This utility module I will probably be using for almost ever. So I don't really feel bad about upgrading that one up. I keep hoping there's a better one, and there's, like, not. I'll go ahead and upgrade it. Yeah, it does it too. I wonder if it's just the flower thing. I don't know. And then I don't have the tools to upgrade these.
何をしてほしいの？またね。
And then we get to go spend our remaining money. Remember, always be broke. And we get to spend it with the tiniest shop owner.
まだまだ使えますよ。
She is so small. Look how small she is.
いらっしゃいませ。
Okay, is there anything that I can afford? Not really. She's so small.
また来てください。
Okay, with 140k, if I can't afford any of her stuff, I probably can't afford any of your stuff. And I probably can't afford any of Silas's stuff, which I think was 200 each. So it's going to feel like a waste if we die, but I don't really have anything to spend this on that I care about. I could go spend it on aesthetics, but I'm kind of cool with the aesthetics that I have. Like, I don't want to spend the money just, like, for the sake of spending the money. Yeah, we could buy stuff up here, but I don't know. I'm cool with what I got. I'll buy one of these. Wait, do I want that one or this one? That one is softer. Okay, now I have no money. So which one was the one that I got? This one? Choose a hair that doesn't completely hide her bangs. So I can see her face. Oh, these eyes are like more open. It's still soft. And I am an absolute sucker for droopy eyes. Like, I look at the angle that the outside edge is making. Can you see my cursor? That the outside edge is making down to, like, the corner of the outside corner of the eye. The sharper this angle, the better. Or the steeper that angle, the better. And, like, this is very soft, but one thing you can do is actually bring up the inner corner, and that turns them into problems. They are very tired problems. Actually, I think I just changed my hairstyle. Yes, I did. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good. We've spent all our money. We've done the things. We've upgraded our upgrades. Back to the vault. So I may give it a shot. I remember fighting this boss before, and it was... I remember thinking that the sniper rifle may actually be kinda good. Hey buddy, how far do you feel like going in that direction? See me? Please don't have seen me. Please just be going that way for the sake of going that way. Nope, crap, now I'm overheating. Oh, I don't like it here. I don't like it here. I don't like it here. Nope, don't like it here. Just let me get on the left. Later, nerds! We didn't even lose any health. Eyeball boss! Okay, no, this isn't the worst move. I mean, you don't want to be near him, but it's not like... This move, you want to friggin' hide. I have been hit by this move before. It ends you. Like, you are just done. You will die. Ha ha ha. This isn't actually the hardest boss in the world. Nope. I don't know if I hit him with it or not. But it was fun to try. I think this move is probably one of his more dangerous moves. I mean, other than, you know, this. Okay, we got him down low enough that he's starting to enhance his attacks. He's got a shield. Get rid of the shield just by shooting him a bunch. Or it just goes away on its own, whatever. I don't like her. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, I don't like it. No, I'm overheated. Get behind something. Okay, so you kind of just want to get out of that ring. Is the lesson learned? Nope. I don't know if that actually hits him. Hey, can you stop with the shield? That's like... This is like one of the best times I have to actually hit you. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of chip damage getting out, but like, no, just get out. He moved! Okay, that takes up so much ammo. I think I'm done with the sniper rifle for now. I wanted to stay get damage in, but this is maybe a bad idea. That's a slow aim. I could probably, like, shoot out to the side. He wasn't actually done. That was terrifying. It does have a phase change at lower health. It's just not nearly as It's already there. It's just not nearly as noticeable. He just kind of gets more options. You're supposed to resupply ammo. You don't. Or you bring items. I may have some items for that. No. Okay, stop with the shield. It's a pain in the butt. Helicopter boss did, that's true. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't mean everybody boss. Doesn't mean every boss needs to. I don't know how you would against this boss. Woo! Yeah! Okay, I don't think there's anything in this arena. Yeah, first try. Some bosses in this game are easier than others. There are only 2 bosses that I can think of that I had some genuine... Maybe 3 bosses that I had some genuine trouble against. This was not one of them. The one we fought last week was one of them. Oh man, I was trying to stop the overheat. Oh yeah, of course, we're not done though. Let's keep that in mind. We're not done, and we cannot refill our resources because we cannot leave. We came in through that. So we gotta get to the other side. This is not necessarily hard, except that that is a bad tank in the middle. Yeah, infinite ammo melee would be really helpful right about now. Okay, I'm not getting hit too bad by them. I hit the wrong button! I will very frequently hit the sprint button instead of the dash button. It's just a thing that I will do a lot. I will end up, like, overheating. There we go. I will end up overheating. That wasn't as bad as it could have been. I will end up overheating and not realize that it's because I've been sprinting everywhere because I hit the wrong button instead of dash. In a boss fight, it'll happen. Yeah, that wasn't that bad. Our bigger issue right now is the lack of ammo. I should have just not used the sniper rifle against that last boss. Ow, 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 ow! Unfortunately, I think that was rather useless. Ow, 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 ow! Remember how I said, like, you just kind of die if they shoot you point blank? Yeah, that's, that's why. Well, we made it past him, and I don't think there's any items down there, so we should be good. I mean, I may have items. I don't actually know. Damn. Oh, I am straight up out of ammo now. I have 4 left. That is not enough for a single bullet. It's okay, we're close. With 13 bullets to spare. Alright. So this has taken us into a third area. So we started in the upturned forest, and that took us to the fault. We just beat the fault, and that has taken us to the water treatment levels. Here in the water treatment levels, there is actually not a lot we can do. There's this little area here that we can look around and maybe pick up 1 or 2 things. But mostly... this right here prevents us from going any further in. Which means we're going to have to go back and pick a different path. clue. Yeah, a couple of minor items we can pick up around here, but otherwise we are more or less done. There also weren't really any NPCs or anything we could do with in there other than Silas, who right now doesn't do anything other than sell us stuff. Oh, there's a second one. So in the upper left, you can see that little frost icon. Hey, Kaiser! Haven't seen you in ages. How you doing? Yeah, so on the upper left, you can see the little frost icon. That is a status effect. Different enemies in this game, or different... Usually it's like all of the enemies in one area all deal with one status effect kind of deal. So it seems like the enemies in this area will be applying that status effect. And how status effects work is it has to build up that gauge all the way before it applies the status effect to you. Like this one is cooling related. And it'll slowly decrease over time. You saw it just decreased and went away as I didn't get hit. But if you get hit a bunch by it, it'll build it up, and once it fills up all the way, it hits you with it. And then you got it. I don't know what that status effect is. I've never actually had it applied to me all the way before. There is one in particular that I have had applied to me. And it was a little unpleasant. Alright, I think that is about all we got. Yeah, one that just you die when it fills up all the way. That'd be mean, but also, like, I feel like fitting enough. Okay, I think we're done out here now. And we're done with that zone. I am not going to be tackling a new zone tonight. I've got an early day tomorrow. There are still a couple things that we can do, though. For one, we can go back to the fault. And let me see if I can remember where it is. Oh, actually, before I do that, we have 877,000 monies. Gotta spend that. Remember, always be broke. Actually, no, I'm gonna spend it here first.
どうぞ旅の疲れを癒してください。大したものはありませんが。
So, let's see here. Thruster, utility, not too worried about those. Primary arm. No rear arms. So yeah, I don't think the shops actually have any of the pieces that I genuinely want.
どうかお役立てください。それではこちらを。確かに。
So just buy all of those, that's 600k. You have no rear arms, so it's only primary arms. I was just looking at these, wondering, like, I see 3 pearls. Does that mean I have 3 pearls, or does that mean she can sell 3 pearls? Okay, well, 277, that's enough to buy one of these. I'll buy the expensive one.
確かに。
Here we go. And now we have no money.
私にできることはありますか？お役に立てましたか？
You helped me by getting rid of money. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of all that money. Oh, well, it'll be fine. Can I just, like, not fight you guys? So I actually kind of don't like the headset that I have currently. Specifically because it lets me lock on from so far away. Having one that locks on much closer would be beneficial. Because then I wouldn't be locking onto enemies that I can't actually hit with my weapons. Also, remember how I came here just like a minute ago and I said, like, boy, this sure does look like a boss arena. Dang. Ah, I got her anyway. There's our nerve sample. And a gun. Any fight that you can open with a sniper shot is a fight that's gonna be a lot easier on you. Flamethrower blade looks cool. One thing you'll notice as well is that was applying the flame status effect to me. Fire is generally a little on the strong side in this game. It hurts like a son of a gun. But it is also shorter range. So you have to get close enough to do it. And frustratingly, as fast as they fly around the arena, it is very easy for them to get close enough to just, like, light you up. And it's fire, it put the fire status effect on me. So if they hit me with enough fire, I would actually light on fire. Which I don't know what especially does to you other than just hurt a lot. Maybe it like overheats you or whatever so you can't dash or anything anymore. That'd be kind of rough. We're made of flammable material. We are a people. I mean, we're a mechanical people, but we're a people. And last I checked, people were flammable. Okay, so let's do a quick check. Of what weapons we have and what we may have potentially missed. So we have Tropion. Kurimitsu. We have Kurimitsuha. Those are the only ones that frame parts that we could get in Central Cavern. Then there's the... We do not have the Gladius. We do not have access to the Gladius yet. Clest we have. We do not have access to that yet. The Warhammer. Okay, we have the Warhammer. The Scimitar we have. The S-Stock we have. The Halberd we have. The Javelin. We do not have the Javelin. I swear I got that. Oh, I do have the Javelin. Oh, we can actually go back and get this. So, let's go back to Central Cavern. There's a thing we can get. Oh, what's the fastest way there? Hey, remember this area when we were just starting out? I don't really even have to fight these guys. Okay, that's where she was. Oh, that is actually not where I thought it was. Crap. There's all weak enough enemies. Can I just, like, run by you? I don't actually know exactly where this thing that I'm looking for is. Okay, there's the tram. But the tram just leads over there. So where the heck is it? Okay, I think I know where it is. How big of a pain in the butt is that going to be to get to from here? Just not going to fight these guys. That's why I always keep that utility on. Don't mind me just ticking off the entire level. Ow, what is hitting me? There we are. So this is where we first encountered Yo-Yo. She was down here and we gave her some food. If we come in after we've saved her, we get a cool gun. Okay, so that was the... There's a beam machine gun. There we are. Pavis. Next is the Karis. We have the Karis. The Balmung. We have the Balmung. Kanehiga. We have the Kanehiga. Oh, these are rare arms. The Bolgvolk 2 we have. Dainsleif we do not have. We cannot find it though, we just have to buy it from Yo-Yo. The Obzart we have. The Vandok we do not have. We do not have access to it yet. And nothing else matters. So that's Central Cavern. Which means we are done here. Don't mind me just passing through. I said don't mind me. Haha, the jump overheated me. Okay, upturned forest. Make sure we got everything here. Alright, fulls. We have fulls. No, that's helmet. We do not have fulls. Oh, the helmet is the only one we have access to. Which we have. Varshes. That is our legs. There's a whole set, though. And they're not actually found together. They're kind of all over. Okay, we do have the whole set, though. Shamelthorn. Well, we have that. This one as well is kind of all over. Shamelthorn. Do not have the thruster. We do not have access to the thruster. Okay, and primary arms. We are looking at a submachine gun. Defams. We have it. Dozzle. We got it. Sala. We have. Alka. We have. Shaggoth. We have. Relics. We do not have... Oh, we do not have access to it yet. Alaita. We also do not have access to. Alphas, we have 2 actually. Kulim, we have. And then for the rear arms, there's the Obzart we have. PHB CO33 we have. Lapples we have. And that's it. So this area is done. We're good here. So let's just make sure we got everything in the area we just finished. So this is the fault. Okay, so I checked Varsha's before, and I had Upturned Forest in here, but that's just because it mentions Upturned Forest in the middle of it. I was kind of confused for a second. But yeah, Varsha's, we have all of Varsha's. We already checked that one. Falurakan, we have. If we don't have the entire Falurakan set, it's all sold by Silas. So we'll just come back with more money later. And then primary arms, there's the GTFR we have. The Clue, which I remember picking up. The Hall. Oh, that is also sold by Silas, so we may or may not have it. Yeah, we do. The Bulls we have. The Celis we have. Yep, there it is. Beam machine gun. Wonder what that is. Beam machine gun. Is that a submachine gun? That may be a submachine gun. Morningstar. We do not have. I'm not so sure about the Morningstar. I may have to look into that, but I'll look into it in a minute. Colap. That is sold by Silas. Which we do not have, but we're just going to have to go buy it later. Shaggoff. We have Shaggoff. The Ryok, we do not have, but that's sold by Silas. The Halvar, that is a missile launcher, so that's rear arms. Halvar, I remember picking that up. Sonkbloom, we have Sonkbloom. Dainsleaf. No, we do. If we have Dainsleaf, it's because we can buy it from Yo-Yo. We do not have access to it otherwise. I do not see it. The Obzart. No, that's just in the upturned forest. The Shillis, we have. I have it equipped currently. I'm not even going to bother looking. The Selpec we have. And that is it. So what was that one that I want to look into? The Morning Star. So there is there's the elevator that we took from the fault to the water treatment levels. I see. It's on one of these rafters. Maybe. No, it's right there. I'm not even going to try here. Okay, we know what we're looking for now, though. And I am on a bit of a time limit tonight. So I'm just gonna get this and wrap it up. But I think next time when we may have a little bit more time, I also want to try to show off... I want to show off all the different weapons that we can get. Like, we've picked up all these weapons, and I'm kind of going with my current build and nothing else. But I want to show off what they can do, at least. Oh, you're gonna make me go out there. You son of a gun. Morning Star, there we go. And it looks like the only thing out here. Okay, so that's the only thing. That's the only thing we were missing. So we should have, at this point, every weapon and frame part that we have access to. We've also killed all of the nymphs that we possibly can. There have not been any NPCs that we can really run into and do anything with. So not a lot we can do on that front. So I'm going to get up here and make sure I can save. I'm going to get up here and save, and that is going to be me calling it for the evening. Next week, again, I'm not going to be streaming the Thursday, Friday, or Saturday this week. Next week, everything should be back to normal. So Thursday is going to be Pal World. We're going to be looking into a new continent. At least one, possibly two, because two of them are currently stonewalling me from further progress. And then on Friday, we'll be back in Doll's Nest. I'll make sure to actually show off all of these weapons that we've got. Because now, and weapons and frames that I've got. So we will take a look at that next time. If I weren't on a time limit, I'd do it now, but what are you going to do? Anyway. Good night, everybody. Can you save loadouts? Yes. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.